Last November was an exhilarating moment for Koreans as a Korean American was elected a member of Congress after nearly 3 decades. On today's Heart to Heart, we sit down with Congressman Kim Changjoon, Jay Kim, the first Korean to be elected a member of Congress. He was elected to the House of Representatives 3 consecutive times in 1992, 1994, and 1996. He delivered hope and courage to Koreans residing in the United States. He contributed to the development of local constituencies and the betterment of relationship ties between South Korea and the United States. Upon retiring from his political career, he is busy operating the Kim Changjoon Political Science and Economy Academy and Kim Changjoon Future US-Korea Foundation. With the expertise he acquired from his days in the American political circle, he is working diligently to foster global leaders. Congressman Kim Changjoon, Changjoon J. Kim, had a very successful career in the United States, and he has now begun the second chapter of his life in Korea. So let us learn more about Congressman Kim. Congressman Kim, thank you so much for joining us today, right here at Heart to Heart. I'd like to begin by talking about how you are the very first Korean American to be elected to the U.S. Congress. And to be exact, in 28 years, finally, we now have another Korean American to be elected as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. So, how does this make you feel?
Do you have 8 hours? I can talk about this thing. I don't know how to make it so simple. It was a strange election. There's 4 Koreans ran.
Yes.
Each election time looks like always Koreans running. And 2 of them is not contest, so forget about the other 2. But young Kim is a Republican. When she had a fundraising in Washington, D.C., I came in and helped her. And she was running ahead. When polls opened, she was way ahead. So I said, well, I think we should celebrate. The other guy, Andy Kim from New Jersey, Democrats, he was way behind. So I never seen anything like this in my political life. So I estimated young Kim is going to win big. And then this absentee ballots all start open. Then it's shifting the other way around. I couldn't believe this rapidly. And by the time young Kim was ahead, very slight thin, was beginning to worry what's going on. And then Andy Kim, meantime, winning, very slight. Andy Kim won by 1%. 1%, gee.
Oh, 1%.
Yeah, I won. Big landslide. How can you win 1%? Andy Kim doesn't know how to speak Korean, but he's Korean.
Yes.
So I'm very proud of that. But what's the next question?
The next question I was going to ask about why it took so long. But so obviously, because of the work that you do, you keep an eye on the political landscape in the U.S. But more importantly, you've been there yourself. You've lived it. You have experienced it for yourself. So to see this happening again in nearly 3 decades, I was hoping to ask you what you felt about how long it took. Why do you think it took so long? Why did it take so long?
I really don't know how to answer that. Why it took so long? Well, I expected one after another one. After me, I thought maybe half dozen of them. The political scenery has been changed quite a bit since I left. When I was there, there's no Asians, at least in my area. And there's 3 of them, Japanese, Nisei, but all Democrats. I was only Republican out there. So big news. And then it changed quite a bit. Chinese taking over. Right now we got 4 Chinese, 4 or 5, Koreans 1, and Japanese shrinking. I think 1 or 2, used to be 4. So Chinese are more dominating right now. Why? Because when you vote, you vote where you're registered. You vote where you live. The Koreans have a big businesses in Koreatown, but they don't live out there. Where they voted, where they live, not where the business is conducted.
I see.
So as a result, vote kind of scatter. We cannot get a concentrated votes. If you get a fundraising in Koreatown, but to get the vote, that's not the place.
Right.
Koreans are scattered all over. I think that's the problem.
I'd also like to talk about years and years ago, way before you were even elected. Now, when and what made you decide to actually go to the United States?
At that time, Korea was unbelievably poor. When I was born, we didn't have any country. We were occupied by Japanese. We were sort of a slave to Japanese colonialism. I have to change my name. I went to kindergarten. I cannot speak a word of Koreans out there. They whip me. Once you walk into the door, I gotta speak Japanese. And then every morning we face the Japanese, where the Japanese king is, emperor is. Then we have to bow 3 times. And then we have to sing Japanese national anthem. And then suddenly, 1945, Japanese lost the war, and we suddenly got liberated. Now we can start speaking Koreans. So we learned Koreans quickly. Anyway, we're happy. We got our own government.
Yeah.
Syngman Lee was the president elected. That wasn't very long, and suddenly 6.25 war broke up. In North Korea, soldiers came in. We couldn't run away because they broke the bridge.
Yes.
So we got captured by the North Koreans. Yesterday, Japanese dominated. Now it's North Koreans. And then suddenly, U.S. Army came in, sort of liberated, won the war, all the way up to North Korea. Then now Chinese coming in, 1 million Chinese coming in. They said, we got to get the hell out of here. So my dad and I, from Seoul to Daejeon, we walked.
And how long was that walk, do you remember?
About a week. Yeah.
A week's walk.
And just walked a little bit, and rested. Problem is, you gotta find something to eat, and money means nothing that time. It's everywhere, and then I see dead bodies all over. The miserable. I said to myself, how come I've got a miserable life when I was a kid? Miserable life. I was in the army, and I said to myself, I'm gonna get out of here. I want to go to America. And to go there, I have to serve army. Otherwise, almost impossible to get a visa. So I applied. But the steps weren't that easy. You gotta take another exam. And I went to a pretty good school that time. I gave it up and applied it. At that time, nobody can carry more than $300 whenever we go to overseas.
Oh, I see.
And tough time begins in USA. It was dead poor. But I had to go to college because I had an F1 visa. I went to USA with an F1 visa.
Which is a student
Which
visa?
is student visa. You must attend the school. So I took a job. Any jobs I can hold up. But the problem is I can't speak word of English. I don't know the area. Each time I looked around, I don't have any friends, no relatives. Every night I cry. Why did I come here for? All my young life has been miserable. It's not my fault. The country I was born in the wrong place. They made me run through tough situation. If our country is a little better, I couldn't leave. I could stay Korea. But it's so poor, so bad, so filthy. I said to myself, wait a minute, I cannot be crying all the time. So I got a good job, and I become a locally famous.
Yes, that's right.
And then everybody said, look, this guy is coming from Korea, that poor country. Look at it, walking like a...
I mean, you've since lived in the States even after you graduated, and you founded Jay Kim Engineers. This was in the 70s, in 1976,
Yeah.
I believe. So tell us about Jay Kim Engineers.
was settled down a little bit in newspaper company. My income was not bad at that time, so I went to USC, graduated with a civil engineering degree. When you got an engineering degree at that time, you got it made. So I didn't have any problem getting a job, experience, sort of 3-4 years, and then I opened up my own. For that reason, I know the system pretty well. I didn't have nothing at all. How did I get to finance it? How did I get a sponsor from Small Business Administration? And how do I get big jobs? I wish we have a system like that. That's how I started. From then on, and I took a job, owned my own business, prospering. We are listed on the magazines. I had 250 employees. Almost all of them are white engineers. Oh, my name's up here.
Yes.
A successful immigrant, foreign students. And then I got into politics and miserable.
So I even read that Jay Kim, your firm, it actually was listed as the 500 largest design
Correct.
firms in California.
Correct.
That was very huge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just talked about politics, how you got into how you ventured into the world of politics, and even ran for office to become a member of the Congress. So, what prompted you to pursue?
It wasn't something planned. Life is kind of strange. A lot of things happening while you're living, like I do a long time. It wasn't something I planned. I never thought, I'm going to go to USA and got into politics. Of course not. I built my own house. Civil engineering, I have some concept. There was a magazine because I built a house in little slope area. Built my own tennis court, indoor swimming pool. Well, I had a successful businessman by then. This was somehow impressed city council. Mayor approached me, run for the city council. I don't want to run. I don't even know what the city council is supposed to do. So I rejected, but it come back again. We need your talents. And then airport's supposed to be built because it's so far from LA.
I see.
That's my background, civil engineering. So they need me. They need my sort of technical background. So I didn't know that. I thought it was great. I didn't do very much. I won big. Now, wait a minute. I said to myself, gee, I ran for the mayor. Then I said to myself, wait a minute. I must be politically talented. So each time won big. That's why I said, wait a minute. So I got a little ambition, political ambition, start building up. Then I taste the power. Being a mayor, well, you're in charge of the whole city. And then there's an open seat for the Congress. And I registered. And they asked me, what are you going to run for? U.S. Congress. Then the people out there all stopped looking at me.
What was your reaction?
Reaction is, this is a white town. Never had any congressman or mayor, anybody else besides non-whites. I can tell that's what they're looking at me, everybody. Surprised.
So you had people telling you not to run at the time?
That's correct.
Obviously.
And then I said, what party is that? I said, Republican. Everybody looking at me. Republicans are white party. All the Orientals are Democrats. All the Japanese Democrats. All the Chinese Democrats. Only one Republican. Now back to Democrats again. We don't have any Republican. I'm the only one. The big news.
Yes. So you finally made it. This was back in 1992. And you served 3 consecutive terms.
That's correct.
So that's from 92 till 98, right?
What happened is that time they're circulating that one of them is term limit. We believe in term limit. Congress shouldn't run more than 3 terms. I signed it. 27 of us signed it.
Okay. Not to run for more than three terms.
After 3 terms, I was thinking about running one more time. But the people back there, they still remember what I said. So I will withdraw.
I see.
I withdraw 2 days too late. Name was still remain on ballot. I was second.
You were renominated.
That's right. I
Yes,
could stay on, then
Yes.
could be reelected. But I don't regret. But God asked me, this is enough. I may get into some kind of trouble if I keep staying. So I'm happy. 3 terms, I'm done. I learned enough.
Yes.
Jay Chang-joon Kim was a successful entrepreneur with his engineering firm in the United States. He entered the political circle in 1990 when he was elected to the City Council of Diamond Bar, a newly incorporated suburb of Los Angeles, California. In the following year, he was elected mayor of Diamond Bar, and soon he was elected to the House of Representatives. He worked diligently to help the Korean society in the United States and was the bridge linking the South Korean and the American governments.
I'd like to now delve into your time in Korea, talk about your academy. So you are the chairman of the Changjoon Political Science and Economy Academy here in Korea. So
Just to
please do
keep me on,
briefly
yeah.
tell us about the academy.
A friend of mine told me, why don't you run an academy? So I put my own money, started. Then there's a lot of paperwork has to be done in here, by the way. God, you gotta apply for this, apply another government agency. Finally, thank God, the Korean Congress sponsored my academy.
I see.
So I was allowed to use parliamentary building, congressional building in Yeouido. 3 months period of time, I do only 3 lectures. The rest of us we bring from outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what are the lectures that you give dedicated to? What's the topic of the lectures?
First topic, I'm going to talk about reunification of Korea.
I see.
This first one, I'm preparing for that. Second one, there's a lot difference between Korea and USA. Political system, constitution is similar, but actual practice is so different. I want to emphasize some good ones USA had, and some not so good ones here. So trying to get utilizing Section 72 of U.S. Korean Constitution, kind of national referendum. I tried last year, I didn't do it. This year I'm going to try it.
Now, you're also the chairman of the Kim Changjoon Future US-Korea Foundation. And I heard that you'll be participating in some special activities from this month onwards.
Yeah, that was originally intent, was to raise some money and use it, academy running, at the same time some other things we can help. But then I decided not to raise any money at all. I got involved in FMC, former member of Congress. And they have a study group, which China and Japan has it. We don't have any. So I raised hell and I got this study group established. What it is former members come in each country and go around and find out more about that country, study, and then go back, sit down with the sitting members in round table and explain what they've seen. So you got a better connections, better relationship with the USA. We never had one. I was surprised. So we pushed that. Now we are registered, Korea. And they asked me, I gotta be a president or chairman. Why? I'm the only one. No, I'm getting old. I can't do this. But then my wife said, there's nobody else here. You gotta do it. Now it's active. My wife is doing a fundraising. And we're gonna invite next month, as a matter of fact, congressmen's coming from the USA. Former members come and show them how real Korea is all about instead of department stores. And also help to make connections with the USA. And also another reason I'm saying this is Trump, what he said, you cannot use a lobbyist anymore if you're foreign countries. You are prohibited running any lobbying for the foreign government or foreign companies. A lot of Korean companies run into USA. First trouble is antitrust law. This antitrust law is a kind of weird. Lobbying is one of them. So I told him, don't lobby it anymore. Trump make it illegal now. So use us, former members of congressional affairs. We are not lobbying, but we are legally making some context for you. So become a popular. So I got heavily involved in that. As I said, next month, 16, 17 couples come in. Then I got a schedule to show around the town. And then some problems we have with maybe, I don't know what kind of problem we'll have. And then I got to show them that we are such enjoying this prosperity because of you folks did it help us back in. I'm one of the beneficiary. When you're that poor, they give me all kinds of chocolates and candies. And we shouldn't forget. We shouldn't forget who helped us. We shouldn't forget who the enemies are. Right now, mixed up.
I think especially right now, since relations between North Korea and the U.S., I mean, the relationship is at a very important stage. So many people are closely watching the position of the foundation, the position the foundation will be taking on. So I think a lot of people are interested in that as well.
Yeah, well, we've been active since this year. So we'll make out the report what we have accomplished. And we have. I gotta do anyway where the money is spent, how much raised. That's got to be reported for the public documents.
Right.
I had an interview with the Fox News. They come in from USA. 4 people come in. One of the questions I never forget is, when is done, finished, and denuclearization is completed, then what? I said, then reunification. Korean Peninsula got to be unified. That's the next task. Yes, so your job, Korea and USA together, then complete it. You can't have North Korea hanging by itself. Even though denuclearization is done, they are not a democratic nation, one-man operation. You can't do that, even though you support him somehow, but this got to be ended, and you cannot separate it like this. It's got to be reunified.
I was going to ask you about your personal hopes or your goals as to achieve, how you hope to achieve, I guess, global status of Korea, how you hope to do that in the future.
Global status, we already got it already. South Korea is no longer, we are 11th in GDP. I think World Bank projected we're going to end up 9, even 7. I look very optimistic about the Korean future. The longer I have been here, the more optimistic. No question, I did the right thing. Come back to my own country, where I was born. You got a bright future in here. There's a lot of problems, little ones, but if you look in general, I've been USA so many years.
Yes.
I can see it. I've been all over the world because I was in 14 committee. Korea has a lot of good potential. If unified North and South, you wouldn't have to unify it. Just have a embassy office here, embassy over there. Give us a passing visa. We can go to North Korea. Man, I can see a tremendous economic prosperity.
This could take weeks and even months. We could talk forever, but I'm afraid, we are. Our time is up. I would like to thank you so much.
I thought I had unlimited time, no?
Congressman Kim, thank you once again for joining us on the show.
Welcome.
It was an honor. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
감사합니다.
Okay, thank you.